Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to Wednesday Night Live. For those of you who are in the room, those of you watching us online, we're thrilled to have you here, especially given that it's a cold, wintry night outside here in Denver, Colorado. And so we have true Coloradans who are here to be part of the service today and willing to go out in the snow and cold. And I hope those of you who are at home are keeping nice and warm and are ready for a great, great service. I love an analogy that Reverend Josh has used before here in our church, and that is the concept of our church being like a spiritual gym where you can come and have a spiritual workout, if you will. And so I've really been thinking a lot about soul fitness lately and the opportunity to tend to the soul and to allow our souls to consciously feel our tending. And I think that coming to church and participating in services like this is one of the things that we can consciously do to help ourselves stay connected and tend to the issues of our deepest self and to continue to grow and change and transform. So I congratulate each one of us for being here. I know that coming to church has always felt like a huge uplift for my soul, always felt like an opportunity for expansion and aliveness and inspiration. And I'm affirming and accepting that our service is that tonight. And part of how I can be really confident about that is that every once in a while we get to have a new thought star with us. Someone who's well known across the globe, and tonight is that night. And I think some of you are probably here because you know he's here. And I'm glad that you heard the word that we have Mr. Daniel Nahmod here with us. He comes to us from California. He's a singer, songwriter. You probably have heard a lot of his music. If you're going, who's Daniel Nahmod? You probably heard so much of his music in our community and other spiritual communities. And tonight you get to hear him live and in person. And I'm so happy to have him here. He's one of the most amazing, gifted, talented men I've ever known. Please welcome Daniel Nahmod.
Hello. That was entirely too much build-up, but nice to be here. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing light so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. You want to sing with me? Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. I'm diving into the deepest kind of love, to the deepest kind of love, the sweetest kind of life, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, 'cause I'm through asking. where I'm going. I've been asking all my life. I've grown tired of all this wondering when everything seems to turn out right. So when my mind needs something to do, wants to know the future, I whisper this: I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be that way. You want to sing that line with me? I'm okay. I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be, and I'll always be that way. So here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. And here goes everything. It's all on the line. Oh, but I'm not afraid this time. Some say it's crazy. Some say naive to close my eyes and take the lead. But I know better, 'cause I believe even in the dark my soul can see. So when my mind plays its usual games, oh, my answer is always the same. Yeah. Here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. And here goes everything. It's all on the line. Oh, but I'm not afraid this time. Here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. And here goes everything. It's all on the line. Oh, but I'm not afraid this time. No, I'm not afraid this time, 'cause I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be that way. I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be that way. So get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Every time I think I'm writing a song for a specific moment in my life, it turns out that moment happens more than once. This next song is a song that I wrote probably 6 or 7 years ago, feeling my sensitivity diminishing, feeling myself less willing to get particularly happy or sad, particularly hopeful or despairing, if that makes sense. You got to be willing to feel both extreme, one extreme to feel the other, let's say. And I felt like I was disallowing myself from letting my heart break, disallowing myself from laughing full out with my little boy who's 10. If this makes sense, I felt myself constricted, and I didn't like it. And never mind the fact that it's not good for my job, because I'm not pretending to feel these things as I sing them. And if I can't allow myself to feel them when I'm writing them, then it's not going to be in the song for me to feel it, if that makes sense. So this is the song that I wrote, as I say, 6 or 7 years ago, but it is no less personal and relevant for me now. And I suspect that you might relate to it. Well, I used to dream out loud. Just being human made me proud. Now I throw my hands up in the air from disillusion and despair. My heart has taken such abuse. I've used my hurt as my excuse. It's like my hope has disappeared behind the shadow of my fear. And I wonder why they say that aging thins the skin. Then I remember I am only one, but I am not alone. I don't need to do everything, no. I can right one wrong, I can sing one song. I don't need to do everything. It's time to dive back in, yeah. It's time to live again. I am unjaded. What if you have to fall to grow? I've fallen hard enough to know. So what if life's not fair? Does it mean that I'm too cool to care? And I wonder when I stopped believing right will win. Then I remember I am only one, but I am not alone. I don't need to do everything, no. I can right one wrong, I can sing one song. I don't need to do everything. It's time to dive back in, yeah. It's time to live again, unjaded. What kind of life would I live with my heart closed? What kind of man would I be? What kind of world will I be creating if I can love with all of me? If I just love with all of me. I am only one, but I am not alone. I don't need to do everything on my own. I can right one wrong, I can sing one song. I don't need to do everything. I am only one, but I am not alone. I don't need to do everything, no. I can right one wrong or sing one song. I don't need to do everything. It's time to dive back in, yeah. It's time to dive back in. Oh, it's time to live again. I am unjaded. Whoa, unjaded. Thanks.
Oh, thank you, Daniel. Wow. We're going to have more of him later. Wasn't I right? You picked a good night to be here, didn't you? Yeah. There will be more of his great music later. We're going to conclude a little bit of a series we've had going here for the month of January at Mile High. To start off the year, we recognize that people have intentions and goals and things that they want to accomplish, and we're often really excited about the new year starting and new things we can do with our lives and new habits we can form and that sort of thing. So we've geared our talks toward this, and tonight I want to talk about how do we keep it all going. A number of years ago, back in the dark ages before the internet, some of us here probably remember those times, some of us probably don't. As a minister, I would gather inspirational materials and I would file things away that were pertinent to certain holidays or certain topics, and I would cut and paste and put little things in papers and try to keep track of things so that I could use them for inspiration. And there was one particular little piece that I had found about a statistician who had indicated, this was probably back in the 1990s, that from everything that he could tell from some experiment that he had run, that the month of February was the year that most people gained the most weight. And his theory was that what happens is that in January, as the new year begins, and people are all intentional about health and fitness and getting on track, maybe shifting their diet, maybe doing some new things to improve their health and well-being, and they go through the month of January, they lose their mojo. And then February, it's like, whatever, I'm just gonna go, forget it. Enough of that diet. Back to gluten, right, Carolyn? Back to it, yeah. They just give up. And I have, since the birth of the internet, I lost that little piece of paper, and I went online in the last few weeks to research it again and find it, and I couldn't find it. I found all sorts of other statistics, other experiments that have been run since that time in 1990. But I will say that I brought it that experience because it rang true for me. It rang, hello. It rang true. Hello? Hello? There we are. Whoa. Maybe the universe doesn't like that statistic, huh? I've been censored by life itself. Don't go there, Michelle. But it does ring true for me. I notice that in my life, if I look at intentions that I have set for myself, that there will be times when I'm all excited and I'm energized and I'm raring to go and I'm ready to do this thing and I'm ready to start this new experience. And then somewhere along the line with some of them, I've lost my ability to actually bring them forth. So we're heading into February. It's the last Wednesday night of January. And I want to talk about whether you're having that experience with things that are in your mind, dreams in your heart, intentions, goals, ideas you have for your life. Whether you're still jumping and going forward and cooking with gas, or you've got a little bump in the road, or you've just lost your enthusiasm. How do we keep good things going for ourselves, good intentions, good ideas, good feelings leading forward to continue to move forward in the direction of our deepest, fondest desires and wishes for our life? And I have 3 things that I find have been the most helpful in my journey. The first one is rather simple, and quite frankly, when I first heard about it, I didn't really buy into it. I love the great teacher Edwene Gaines, prosperity teacher, author, speaker, unity minister, Edwene Gaines. She's been here to Mile High Church many times. She used to come here when I was on staff years ago, and I was the event director, and I got to host her and produce the event. I brought her to my center in Arizona, where I was for 17 years. We've had her here at Mile High Church. And she has 4 steps for creating greater abundance in our life. And the first step she suggests is to create a big, long list of goals and intentions, to write them as though they're affirmations and put a date on them as far as when we intend for them to happen. And then her suggestion is to read them every day, to just read them every day. I thought that was exceedingly simple. And of course thought that something more serious needed to happen to create my goals. And so, yet I could feel a part of me that was open, and because I loved her and I wanted to create greater prosperity in my life, I decided to try it. So this was probably in about 2005 or so. I had a BlackBerry. Remember the BlackBerry? And so one day I sat and I typed all my goals. And I think she suggested to type like 100 of them. I typed them all in my BlackBerry, assigned them all dates. And for quite a while, I would say a number of months, I did what she suggested. Every day I read the goals. Now, I didn't necessarily go out and force myself to do anything related to the goals, which was not part of the plan. She suggested that just reading them, looking at them every day was a good idea. And even though I was a little skeptical, I did it. And I had a little alarm that would come up every day at a certain time, and my goals would appear, and I would stop, and I would read my goals. Well, then I went from a BlackBerry to something else, and I lost the goals, or thought I had, and I forgot about them. And I went on for a couple months, and I had lost that habit of getting up every day and reading my goals. And one day it dawned on me, oh my gosh, it was probably February, right? It was some point during the year, I got up and went, oh my gosh, I forgot I'd been reading those goals. I need to find them. And so I found the file, I loaded them up. And lo and behold, as I read the 100 goals, in the time between when I lost them and when I found them, a good high percentage of them had manifested, had showed up in my life. Very easy, organically, without too much fanfare or effort. And what it taught me was the value of recognizing the power of our mind and our attention and intention. That when we have, and maybe we don't need to do 100, I don't know, but I am suggesting that if something is really important to us this year, that part of how we keep the energy and the mojo of it going is to presence ourselves to it every single day. Every day to look at a statement that we've written. Some people do it by writing affirmations. Some people do it by creating vision boards or something that they can look at every day. Some people have words that they read and put it in an app that will come up every day and remind them to read them. But there's something about implanting those intentions every single day in our awareness that then sets the law of attraction in motion on our behalf to move us in easy ways in the direction of our dreams. And that's, to me, a very simple, elegant way to keep ourselves going, to keep the intention going. Just to remind ourselves, this is my intention. This is my intention. This is my intention. And the repetitiveness of it gets planted like a seed in our mind. Very important. The next one is equally important, and it also is equally simple. But we tend to make things complicated. In fact, I think this is one of the reasons that we lose the mojo of our intentions, is that most of our new intentions, new dreams, new ideas require us to be different, to think differently, to act differently than we have before. And what happens in our habituated state is we will often fall back to default thoughts and default ideas and default habits and just not have the energy. It's just, I don't want to work out today. I don't want to do that today. I just want to take a day off, and then before we know it, it's the end of the year and we forgot to open our BlackBerry and look at those habits again. So another way to keep the intention going is to identify one action that I'm going to take every day to support myself. For example, I have been reading a lot of Pema Chodron's books this past year. And in her book, When Things Fall Apart, she talks about a certain mindful meditative practice. And I have dedicated myself to say that the mindful meditative practice is for me an affirmation of my intention to be more present in life, to be more present to everything and everyone and every emotion, just like Daniel was saying in his song, all of the pain, all of the joy, to be more present. And for me, the action of being mindful, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes every day, the way Pema talks about it, has been a powerful activity for me to take to support myself in saying I'm going to stay present. And it's been easier for me to accomplish it because I can fit that in just about any time of day. So I don't force myself to say you have to get up at 5:30 and be present for 5 hours every day to meet your intention. No, it's an intention to say I'm going to be mindful and to look at my schedule and say I'm going to do it then. Yesterday, I sat in front of the window in my office and I watched it snow for about 15 minutes. Nothing else. I just watched it snow. And it allowed a presence to my day and all of the activities. Just one action, one thing, one step that we can take that doesn't overwhelm us. Because what we tend to do to ourselves in attempting to accomplish new things is we tend to overwhelm ourselves. Okay, I have this goal and this dream, and that means that every day I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this, I need to do that, and then I need to do that, and then I need to call. And we already have a big to-do list. And when we're wanting to create a new experience, a new energy, sometimes it's the simplest, easiest things. People that I know who've been often the most successful with healthy eating don't go on something that's I'm taking every bad thing out of my diet. They might start with one little thing. I'm going to eat vegetables twice a day. And that's all they do for a long time. Or I'm going to drink water today out of love for myself. Just one simple action every day born out of our intention and out of our love and appreciation for ourselves and the new direction we are wanting to go in our life can make a huge difference. And the last one that I offer us today, for me, is a huge one, is one that can transform us in moving in the direction of any goal or dream or intention that we have. And it is to celebrate the good that we see other people having, the success that we see other people having, and to actually seek it out. To see other people fulfilling that which is our intention. Maybe we have an intention that's something we've never been able to accomplish, a level of success or some desired outcome we've yet to see, but we intend for it to happen. Here's what I know for sure. That if I've got this intention for some great thing in my life, this year is the year of romantic relationship. I'm bringing it in. I'm going to bring in a new love, right? And I'm not saying that for me. I have a beautiful love. I'm fine. But let's say that's someone's intention. And then seeing someone who has a beautiful love in their life, or having someone call us up and say, oh, I met this amazing person and we're madly in love. There can sometimes be this little part of us that goes, that's great. Why do they get it and I don't? I don't understand. That underlying kind of resentment and poutiness, and I don't know why they always have somebody love them. They're so rude and I'm so nice. And we go into our stories about why they have something that we can't have. What I have seen about people who are the most successful in accomplishing their goals and their intentions is that when they see someone else being successful in the direction they themselves would like to experience success, they make a note to celebrate it. They make a note to say, oh, fantastic. And the reason that they can do that is that they understand that we are one. This habit is born out of oneness. And what exists anywhere in oneness exists everywhere. And therefore, the good that someone else has is not just their individual good. Their good exists in the connection that we all share. And if someone else is experiencing success and is moving forward in the direction of their deepest desires, and that's a direction we want to move towards, it's not like there's only so much and they're getting their share and I'm not going to get mine. What it really is that there's a limitless supply of good and love and success and opportunity on this planet. And when one person accesses it, our celebration of it aligns us with that good and makes us more available to us. Our rebuking it, criticizing it, being jealous of it, cuts us off from it immediately. If we are in that state at all on behalf of anyone, we can understand that that means we cannot have that good. It is not available to us. The minute we're jealous, the minute we're envious, the minute we are critical, the minute we make fun of, the minute we make wrong, we don't get that because we're setting ourselves up to be separated from that good that we say that we want. And people who are really understanding this go out and find mentors or friends or people who are very successful in the direction that they want to be successful and sit at their feet and ask them questions and learn what they've learned and learn how they got there and follow the lead of them. And this can be so important for our success. I've had this happen a number of times in my life, and I think it's so powerful, and I also understand that it can be so challenging. About 24 years ago, I was with my son's father, and we were wanting to have a child. We were wanting to bring a child into this world. And so we agreed that it was time, and I got pregnant, and it was pretty quick, and then I had a miscarriage. And I was in such pain after losing that baby. I was in horrible pain. And I was sad and I was grieving. And for a while, after experiencing the pain of losing a baby, everywhere I went, it seemed like I was seeing pregnant women all the time. And I was in that state of, why does she get to have a baby? Oh, I'm going to be a good mom. I don't understand. And I was sad all the time, and I was jealous, and I was envious. And there were times when I had little pockets of happiness about it, but mostly I just noticed that my pain was leading me to feel that separation. And so I don't want to say in this suggestion that we ignore that pain or we just gloss over it. What I realized is that I had to really feel that pain. I had to give myself permission to grieve the loss of that child, to cry. I had to take a little time. I had to get a little prayer support from my practitioners. I had to say this was really hard and it hurt badly. But what I noticed is that as I did the active work of grieving and did the active work of giving myself permission to feel my pain, there's something else that began to bloom in me, and it was a possibility began to emerge. And what began to happen is that I said to myself, I'm going to celebrate children everywhere whenever I see them. And so I started consciously noticing women who had children, parents, fathers, mothers, parents everywhere. I began to notice pregnant women, and something shifted. And I began to almost inside myself bow to them and say, oh, I'm so happy for you. Oh, beloved one, I'm so excited that you are bringing new life into this world. Oh, what a joy. And I began to just feel this gentle inner celebration. I didn't have to be big and overt about it. I didn't have to go up and pat a baby tummy or anything like that. It was a very inner activity. And I began to hang out with some of my friends who had children and began to just envelop myself in the energy of motherhood and claim and celebrate motherhood. I began to feel great joy about my own mother and celebrate my own childhood and remember times when I was a little child and how sweet it was to be with my mother. And all of this, I think, shifted my energy pretty dramatically. And suddenly, before I knew it, we were pregnant again. And I gave birth, and that boy is going to be 23 next month. And so it was a very profound time for me to see the beauty of this process. So I urge us and encourage us to do our best to really celebrate and honor the good that we seek, to claim it, to own it, and see that that good is everywhere present. And just because it doesn't appear currently in our life experience does not mean that it's not available to us. That it is available to us when we claim it, when we look at it. I teach in prosperity classes about the great Reverend Ike, a very charismatic preacher who used to say to his followers as he watched people who were wealthy drive down the road in their big cars that were expensive cars, or going traveling and doing the things he wanted to do. His affirmation, his claim was always he would look at that good, and rather than say, oh, I wish I could have that, he would say, that's for me. That's for me. And so we teach students here in prosperity classes to align ourselves with our good by saying, that's for me. So our steps tonight are to take time to look at and read and presence ourselves to our intention every day. To take one action every day that moves us forward towards the good we seek. And to celebrate that good when we see it in that which appears to be the other in the world. And even be really courageous and seek it out. And the last thing that we always talk about here that I want to end with is get prayer support. If you start to feel your mojo falling away, if you start to feel as though you can't get the energy up to feel excited again about that intention, allow someone else to support you in prayer. And so for our final activity tonight, we're going to pray. And we're going to pray about the manifestation of all of our good intentions, of our deepest dreams. And as we pray, Daniel's going to play a little background music for us. And I invite us just to go within and take a deep breath. I recognize and honor that there is one life, one power, one presence that is the expression of life everywhere, in everything, and as all of creation. I accept and affirm that this presence is every activity in this universe, every movement from the planets that rotate around a beautiful star to the sand on a beach, to every being everywhere, to the wind blowing through the trees. No matter where our awareness goes, no matter what we can imagine or think of, everything that we think about and think with is the activity of the divine expressing itself in myriad forms and ways. And so this moment, in remembering this truth, we recognize that that presence, that power, that light that is everywhere is right here, right now. It is in this prayer as I speak it. It is the consciousness that directs this prayer. It is the truth that exists between us all, because we exist in this oneness, and each of us experiences the fullness of this light that God is every moment of our existence, including this one right now. So I affirm that this word that I speak is the word of the divine, and that everyone who is hearing this word is an expression of that divine, and that I affirm and accept for each one of us the dreams and goals and intentions in our heart for improving and growing and expanding our living are met today with this creative source and force. I accept and affirm that there is an energy calling each one of us like never before towards the good that we desire. And that this month here at Mile High Church, this evening here at Mile High Church, this moment that we're in right now as we are in prayer together that takes us out into our life, invites us at the deepest level to continue moving towards our greatest good, to accept and claim and own our goals and intentions and desires like never before, to trust that there's something within us that guided us to have said intention. Therefore, we are called into that greater good, and we move forward and allow ourselves to receive and accept right here and right now. And out of that, we are guided every day of our life into greater living, into steps and ideas and possibilities, into conditions and situations that bring us forward more powerfully and more joyfully every single day. Oh, I'm so grateful that this is the truth of us right now. I am so grateful that this word is being made manifest through us and through each of our lives this very moment. And it is out of that gratitude that I simply release this prayer now into the action of that universal law that makes it so. It is done as it has been spoken. And we accept this today by saying, and so it is. Amen. Oh, it's so good to pray together and be together. Thanks again for your presence here. And what I also know is that each one of us and the dreams and the goals and the desires that we have for our living, when we live them out, we make a greater contribution to life. And when we're contributing to life and giving back to life of our skills and our talents and our most fervent self, we are the happiest and most fulfilled version of us. And so we invite you today to go forward and not only give yourself into life as you go out into life, but to consider giving back to Mile High Church in service and giving back in financial contribution. For those of you who'd like to contribute financially to our wonderful community, we have many ways you can do that. You can text to give. The directions are on the screen that you'll see in front of you where you can dial up and text us a gift. You can go to our website at milehighchurch.org and make a contribution. You can mail one in. We certainly accept those ways of contributing, and we love and accept and are so grateful for all the ways that people pray for us, for the ways that people serve here, and for the ways that people contribute financially. We are a blessed community. And what I know is that each one of us is blessed in our life too. And so as we enter into this offering time, I invite you to repeat after me this offering affirmation. This gift I give is God in action. I know that I am blessed, and I give back into life with great love and joy. Thank you, life, and so it is. And now more Daniel Nahmod.
Oh, thanks. Hello again. Nice to see you all here, and nice to be back in this amazing building with this incredible crew, by the way. Seriously talented people working in this room. In case you haven't met them or worked with them, take my word for it. I've been in some places, and this is a really impressive team of people. So I wanted to sing something. As I listen to the talk, I go through a lot of songs in my mind, but I also think about where I've been in the last couple of years, where we've all been. I've been on Facebook Live, and I never really ever. Not only was I never on Facebook Live, but I never wanted to be, never cared to be, never looked into how to be. I would have been embarrassed to be honest. I just have no interest whatsoever. But Facebook Live has made something special possible for me in the last couple of years. It's enabled me to sing a song about peace of mind at a moment when maybe a song about peace of mind was called for. And otherwise, I wouldn't have had the opportunity. I was at home, couldn't get in front of audiences of any kind. So it really has been kind of an extraordinary couple of years in a way for me. And I thought I would sing you one of the songs. I consider this song to be smarter than me, even if I wrote it. That it knows something that I generally forget, and certainly in the last couple of years, it's been especially easy to forget. But I thought I'd share it with you and just let you in a little bit into the world of Danny the last couple of years, that I felt a little bit like I was able to be a Mr. Rogers for the few people, you know, who were tuning in. And by the way, you're welcome to tune in. It's entirely not for profit, so you're just invited. Daniel Namod USA is my Facebook page, and every Monday night I'm still doing a concert. I've probably done 250 shows at this point on Facebook of all kinds. And it's been, like I say, more rewarding than I ever really thought it would be. So please stop by and say hi. I'm at a table outside after the service, and I'll see you if you're going to be here on Sunday morning to sing some more songs. I will not repeat any. That is my personal commitment. I'm always thinking of that. So here is a song from an album called One Power from years ago that I thought I'd share with you tonight in case you are feeling anxious, and I don't know how you wouldn't be. If you aren't, congratulations. and I'd like you to tell me your secret. All right, here we go. Thanks again for having me. When things go wrong, it's natural to wonder, what celestial rule did I break? When things go right, it's logical to ponder, what credit can I take? But the truth is so much easier. I don't need a master plan. I can live here in the moment, 'cause my life is in good hands. I don't need to know where the wind blows, 'cause God knows. I don't need to know what the future holds, 'cause God knows. I need never know how pain ends, how my heart mends. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. Still I find I'm crying out for answers. Guess I'm still craving control. And still I find I'm afraid of taking chances, as if I could damage my soul. But at this moment, I remember, it comes so clear to me, that the minute I surrender, I'm as safe as I could be. I don't need to know where the time goes, 'cause God knows. I don't need to know what the future holds, 'cause God knows. I need never know how pain ends, how my heart mends. I can just let go, 'cause God knows. Oh, I need never know how pain ends, how my heart mends. I can just let go. I can just let go. I can just let go. 'Cause God knows. God knows. God knows.
Oh, yay. Oh, thank you, Daniel. Oh, my gosh. That's one of my favorite Daniel Nahmod songs. Thank you very much. Yeah. And as he said, he will be here with us Sunday morning. Reverend Josh and I will be sharing the message Sunday as we conclude our Back to Basics and more great music with Daniel. And please do stop by his table out in the lobby. And those of you watching online, Daniel, can they buy music on your website?
They can pay as much as they want, actually. They can just write a complaint even, just write it on the back of a $100 bill, and we're fine. So, yes, I'm sorry. I can't help it. Sorry. Child of two lawyers with two brothers. I apologize. The answer is yes, danielnahmod.com is my website.
Great.
Yeah.
So if you're watching online and you want to get some Daniel music for your spiritual practice, I highly recommend it. Go to his website. And next Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, we're happy to have Reverend Jackie Harris, who will be here to speak, and she will be talking about how to stop negative thinking. And so if you find yourself struggling with that, you may want to come back. And I want to remind us all that we are a prayerful community, and so you can go to the website at milehighchurch.org, click on the Prayer and Care Center, and submit a prayer request anytime, day or night, and our practitioner prayer partners will be happy to pray with you. Now, normally we end our service by singing that I Release song, which is a great song, but Daniel has so many great songs, we decided let's do a Daniel song to close our service. So we invite you to stand up and let's party a little bit here as we close out our service.
No offense intended to my friend Ricky, who wrote that beautiful song, but here we go. Here's how it goes. I'll give you the words. Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. We'll sing love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start, can tell me to start. That's the first half. Here's the second. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Sing that with me. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision, right here and now. All right, here we go. Love is my decision. It's up to me It's up to me to stand on that bridge, just stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive, can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how, God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision, right here and now. One more time, here we go. Love is my decision. It's up to me. It's up to me to dance down that road, to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load, can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision, right here and now. My decision, right here and now. Thank you.